Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, happy Friday. What is going on with Bitcoin and crypto? That's what we're here to talk about. And I'm here to say that, hey, a short squeeze, not just any regular one, a monster short squeeze is in the works. So let's talk about it. And let's talk about how altcoin season is here and everything else that's going on in the world of crypto today. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome. Unfortunately, we're starting out the day a little bit lower at 115.9. So as you can see yesterday, we did have this from 119 all the way down to as low as 114.7. And now we have recovered back up a little bit to 116. Okay. Is it the end of the world? No. Is it a slight shakeout? Yes. But the good thing is, well, I don't know if it's a good thing, but those of you guys that are holding alts, it does look like that, hey, someone like Ethereum held almost all of its gains, has not gone down, and Bitcoin dominance also, look at that, started going back down. Normally, you don't see that. Normally, when you have a little correction, when you have a shakeout, you don't see Bitcoin dominance go down. That almost never happens, ever. Only in altcoin seasons. So that is very, very encouraging. But are we going to get right back up to where we are? I have proof that we are going to do that. Let's get to it. First things first, the U.S. market is opening up in the green, slight green. I think the big thing is whether or not the EU is going to make a deal with the U.S. Okay, seems like they're playing hardball right now. But I think eventually they're going to work it out. Just like all the other nations out there. Japan deal was absolutely huge. But now they have a deal. So let's see if EU will be next. Okay. Yesterday, of course, my video from last night, which actually did really well. So thanks for watching. Was about the Trump visit to the Federal Reserve. There was a lot of contention. It was very awkward. If you watch like the whole thing, or at least clips of the whole thing, it was very awkward between Powell and Trump. But the good thing is you got to give Powell some credit for standing his ground, for not bowing down like pretty much everyone else. Obviously, Trump didn't call him stupid, didn't bash him to his face, but did say that he would like to see the rates go down. Is the visit enough to make Powell change his mind? Doesn't seem like it. Right now, CME prediction is still 2.6%. Okay, next week for a rate cut. But who knows? Maybe there'll be something. Maybe there will be a surprise cut. And Powell's like, yeah, I don't care anymore. Let's just do it. Let's do it. It's unlikely, but who knows? That's why it's a 2.6% chance, not 0% chance. All right. So moving on. Why did we fall down yesterday? And why is a short squeeze in play? Well, there are many reasons. Many reasons. Number one, if you look at last 24 hours, right here, wrecked. You got 531 million wrecked. The funny thing is, you would figure it's all the longs, but no, even the short side got wrecked too. This 530, again, these days, when we have these shakeouts, you only have to look at one place. It's really due to one reason. We don't have any major big sellers. We don't have anything fundamentally that changed. BlackRock isn't selling, okay? And we're not seeing Sailor selling. We're not seeing any of these big guys selling. So nothing has fundamentally changed other than clearing out liquidity, like always. So you could see within the last 12 hours what happened. A lot of longs got liquidated, clearing out the longs. There are a lot of longs out there, a ton. And there's actually more proof of how much there is. I'll get to that in a little bit, but this is the reason. You have these liquidity grabs, you clear out the table, so to speak, and then you start over. And then you go in the other direction. That's just how it works now. So there are a lot more people that are long these days. There are a lot more people that stack up. It's actually quite crazy. So CoinGlass also has this, if you look at the liquidation map, and basically where the current price is, all the shorts and longs. What's crazy is this shows you the leverage that people are using, okay? Not the 3 to 5x, which can be dangerous already, but this is showing the 10x, 25x, 50x, and 100x. In fact, most of the volume that you see is with 100x leverage. That's the crazy thing. You could see to the downside, all this orange right here are 100x shorts. There's a lot of them. If we just simply, we go up a little bit, that's a lot of 100x shorts waiting to be liquidated. Now on the long side, there are a lot of 100x's, but there's also a ton of 50x's. This is the reason why we have all these moves, because there are a ton of traders, which is fine, but extremely risky leverage is opened right now. I mean, we're not talking about 3 to 5x. We're talking about 50 to 100x leverage, which is insane. Insane. And then if you want to see the breakdown of longs versus shorts, this is what it looks like. Definitely a lot more people on a long side than on a short side. Yeah, so that's what's happening, right? We clear out leverage, we clear out the landscape, and then we move forward. So now that we've gone to the bottom, although there could be more if the market makers did want to make some moves to the downside, there's a little bit more. Here's the level at 114.5. And then 114.2, you know, we could go down all the way to even here, 112. If we had enough sell volume to drive us further. But if we're going back to the upside, you can see how we have all this right here, all the shorts waiting to be liquidated until we get back to 120. So that's what's happening right now, right? That's exactly what's happening right now. It's not a surprise. However, if you're just a spot trader or a spot holder, you don't have to worry about any of this. But this is the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing now. Okay? We have a lot of leverage, and the market makers like Binance and Bybit and OKX, they're doing what they can to clear out the liquidity and actually stay afloat, because when too many people make money, they're just losing money. That's exactly what's happening. But you know what? The long-term holders, the new institutions, the new private companies or public companies that are coming in, they don't deal with any of that. They continue to just buy. It's really that simple. Okay. Yesterday, you would have figured yesterday we had an outflow day, but no, we actually had an inflow day. 226 million. BlackRock is buying again, or not again. They have been buying for a long time, but Fidelity, I should say, is buying again. Yesterday was actually an inflow day, even though Bitcoin's price went down. Goes to show you a lot of these guys are loading up behind the scenes. When others are panicking, what they do is buy. Bitcoin corporate holdings surged 35% in 1 quarter. No surprise, every single day there seems to be some existing company or new company that's buying more. And that's really it. It's not going to stop. And that's why that massive short squeeze, okay, is in the works. Because you just got endless buying, okay? These big boys are going to continue to buy, and removing all that Bitcoin from circulation. It has the effect. It may be slow, but over a long haul, this is why Bitcoin continues to go upwards and upwards and upwards, especially this cycle. And this cycle has been very, very tame indeed compared to previous cycles because of all these big boys buying up. So don't let a little bit of volatility scare you out, because that's what these whales and market makers want you to do. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Now, what's encouraging, like what I said at the beginning, here's why Bitcoin's drop may be the start of alt season. Well, I mean, I argue it started last week already, but here's the thing. ETH is holding better than Bitcoin right now. And because of it, I mean, quite honestly, like Sol and Sui, I mean, Sui held very well too. A lot of these guys, look at, are in green. Like Ethnia is up 18% today. Uniswap hardly dipped at all. In fact, they're in the green right now. A lot of alts are not going down, or not going down nearly as much as they would even like a month ago or 2 months ago or last year. And Bitcoin dominance is actually going back down. Recently, there was a big dip. We climbed back up to about 62.5%, and now we're back down to 61%, over a percent drop within days. So that's pretty encouraging. So altcoin season, I mean, altcoin season doesn't mean that things just go up linearly to the moon. There will still be up and downs, but overall, it's showing that the strength of the alts are actually increasing. And it's probably due to the institutions too, like BlackRock. BlackRock's Ethereum ETF now has become the 3rd fastest to hit 10 billion. Number 1, of course, is Bitcoin. I don't know who number 2 is. But recently, I've been showing you guys how the ETF inflows have been massive. And even yesterday, even though BlackRock did not accumulate anything yesterday, but who's number 2 here? Fidelity purchased 210 million, and overall the inflow day 231. If you're keeping track, that is higher than Bitcoin's inflow, and it has been higher for basically entire week. So this is probably the reason why. Tom Lee's Bitmine, now the largest corporate Ethereum treasury with 2.1 billion in ETH. He is basically following Saylor. He's doing whatever he can on ETH, which is noble. Peter Thiel also has a 9% stake in this company. There are a lot of institutions jumping in right now. So that may be the reason why altcoin season is here. But of course, it's not just ETH. Sol targets a major performance boost with a new upgrade. They want to increase the throughput of the chain. Right now, if you look at transactions per second, volume, Sol leads by a wide margin. There are a lot of chains that have theoretical performance that exceeds Solana, but they're not nearly handling that much transactions. They're building empty highways at this point. Solana's highway, although big, is already full. So they actually have to upgrade. And this will just basically increase the compute power by 60%, which is good, which is really, really good. And they're going to need it. As altcoin season grows, you know what's going to come back, those memes. And they're not going to stop. Now, rather than one meme launcher, there's like 3 major ones. Jupiter, Radium, and Pump.Fun. They're all existing now. So it's going to get crazy. But outside of just memes, you got a lot of dApps on board. And even Solana's Sol ETF, this Rex Osprey ETF that was kind of like slipped in there. But we're going to get a lot more that's coming in October. But this one that's existing is going to pass on 100% of the staking rewards to shareholders. Interesting. And it's approved already. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's see. U.S. market is still in the green, except the Bitcoin-related stuff or crypto. MicroStrategy is down, Circle down, Coinbase down, Robinhood not down. But those three, the 3 major ones, are down. Robinhood is going back up. And Bitcoin dominance is still going down. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Abdul asked, thoughts about the Gemini credit card? Well, it seems like it's legit. Get to earn Bitcoin with their purchases. Why not? Why not? I saw their Cybertrucks at the Bitcoin conference. It looked pretty good. I might think about getting one. Paul says, who's shorting if not retail? Oh, yeah, there's definitely retail, including whales. But you know who's above whales? The market makers, the exchanges. They're the ones that is providing the order books and all the liquidity. So they tend to just clear out all the time. Joseph is asking, good morning. So after a bull market, say spring, does that mean everything else like alts will come down to bear market values thanks in advance? You're asking what everyone else is asking. Is the cycle going to end as usual? If it does, then yes, everything will come back down like previous cycles. Same percentage point. Probably not to the same levels, but the same percentage point. But if we have a continuation, meaning we have a super cycle and we don't have crypto winter, then no. So it really depends on what you believe in. I believe we have a high probability of having a super cycle. George, will the top 20 get back to all-time highs? I say there's a very high chance. Yes, the top 20 or top 30, they will get back to their all-time high. Now, the smaller mid caps, small caps, it's unknown at this point. It really depends on how crazy altcoin season gets. Hi, George. What do you think will happen to markets if Trump turns out to be on Epstein files and they get published? I don't know. It's already reported by Wall Street Journal, and I guess you got to take it with a grain of salt that the DOJ already found Trump's name on the list multiple times, but doesn't mean that he was a client. He could just be on the list for other reasons, like his hotels or whatever, right? I don't know. This is all speculation. Everyone thinks that he's already in there. That's why he's not releasing it. I think it's more than that. I think there are people that he's trying to protect too. It's not going to go away. People are not going to forget. That was a major thing he campaigned for too. So now there's a lot of other things being released as distractions to try to make people think about something else, but people are not going to think about something else. I don't think the case is ever going to go away. Or I mean, it's the case. I don't know, not the case, but I don't. The files need to be released. He needs to just do it. It's harming his credibility more than anything at this point. What do you think about Pith? It's still one of the major oracles out there, mostly with Solana projects. I think it's fine. Not a whole lot of information right now, or new information about them. Chainlink has been killing it. Chainlink has been making strides with their CCIP and with RWA. Haven't really heard the same thing come out of Pith. Trump just tweeted out he got the impression that Powell will lower rates. I don't know. I don't know, man. He's been saying that for a while. But this percentage has not changed. Let's see. Oh, it went to 4.7%. 2.6 to 4.7. Thoughts on AVAX? Do you think it has a 10x cycle? I'd say more like 5x maybe. 5 to 8x. 10x is possible, but I think a smaller chance of that. Yeah, Powell did not like that visit. You could tell he did not like it. It was very awkward between the two. But I like how he stood his ground. When Trump claimed that the renovation was even more over, he looked at it. He's like, no, you're just including another building that was done 5 years ago. I thought that was very funny, and it was very awkward at the same time. Joseph asked, do I still like Solana to be over 1K? Yes, I think that's possible. That's about a 5x. Because I still think Bitcoin will do a 2x. ETH will probably do like a 3x. And someone like Sol and others could definitely do a 5x. Yeah. 10x, no. 5x, I think for most of the big caps, can definitely happen. Like XRP, for example, at least a 3 to 4x, that would place it $10 to $13. I have no idea what this person just Alpha Cry says. M87 is seriously undervalued AI DeFi gem. Just the name alone sounds suspicious. But I appreciate a super chat. Man, I'm streaming on Twitch and even Kick right now just to test it out. And there are no one on either platforms. You know, see, this is the difference between YouTube and all these other streaming platforms. No one could discover you on any of the other platforms. You have to like kind of bring your audience there. But there's no searches. No one's searching for Bitcoin or anything. It's not like a search engine where YouTube is. YouTube, you could just search for things, topics, you know. On all these other platforms, there's nothing. It's just like you get notified of whoever you're following and then you tune in. That's it. This is why YouTube is so dominant. There's no other, and Rumble, for example, their search sucks too. I don't know why others can't compete and make a really good competing product with YouTube. Although there's nothing wrong with YouTube, but, you know, it's been so many years, and I still find it weird that all these platforms cannot compete. Yeah, all these other streaming platforms are really meant for just like influencers that are just streaming for like 8 hours a day, 4 hours, 8 hours a day. They just leave it up. They don't even talk to the audience. They're just like doing their daily activities and people are watching them. It's like kind of weird. But again, I don't get how you build an audience like that. Joseph, appreciate you. Someone on Twitch just said meow. What's your next meetup or crypto event? I don't know. Probably Token 2049. That's in Singapore. That's still a while. I'm kind of like tired of traveling. How many of you guys have been to Prague before? In the Czech Republic? Is that where Prague is? I hear good things about Prague. Treasure is holding some kind of special event And I'm wondering if it's worth attending. There's no direct flight there, which is annoying. You should try streaming on Arena, built on Avalanche. People could tip you directly with crypto. It has a built-in meme launcher. Yeah, that's been around for a while. I hear it didn't have such a good upbringing, that Stars Arena. I'm not gonna, I tried streaming on crypto platforms before. All of them did not do well. SND or SN Destiny says Prague is very nice. Lots of nice bars. Prague is worth it. Okay, it's good. Good feedback from everyone. How much money do you need to retire if you have a simple life? Is 1 million good enough these days? Yes. If you have a simple life, that you don't overspend and you continue to drive like a normal car, yeah, you could retire off of that. People don't realize, to have that much in cash versus trying to earn it over time is very different. A lot of people are high earners, making 200,000 plus a year, and you figure, okay, I worked 5 years, that's $1 million already. But most people spend that right away, and then you have to pay taxes. So they never get anywhere close to that in their bank account. So it's very different to have it in cash versus earning it over X amount of years. The FTX repayments start in September. I heard 1.9 billion. Got 6 people on Twitch. I honestly don't get how, like, guys like, I don't know, like Aiden Ross or like Neon or any of these guys have big followings and have people watching them do random stuff. Like, I don't quite get it. If I started streaming myself playing Clash Royale on Twitch, I wonder if it's gonna do well. That game makes me rage so hard. I finally got above 8,000 trophies and now I'm stuck again. Like, that game, man. Some people just play so cheap. 2025 Honda Palisade, good for family of 3. It's good for a family of like 5 or 6. That car is huge. It's a nice car. It's big. Yeah, you could play the game on the computer too. There's a guy called Jinxie. He's a gaming streamer. My kids watch him all the time. All he does, not all, but one of the things he does is stream playing Clash Royale, and that I could see is entertaining because it's just battles, right? I could see how a lot of people watch that. I don't see how people watch someone, go eat in a restaurant and talk about random stuff for hours, right? Like Speed, for example, I show Speed is different. He does actually a lot of cool stuff. I watch a lot of clips of him. He's doing like, he's traveling around the world. He's doing deadlifts. He's challenging Olympians. He's running against people. Like he's meeting people, showing new foods and stuff, like culture stuff. Like I get why I Show Speed is so popular and he's funny and entertaining. But these other guys, like I just don't get. If you're like a 12-year-old, why would you even watch Aiden Ross? Like, what does he offer to a 12-year-old? I have a 12-year-old. They watch gaming videos. You know, that makes sense. Like, if you're like a 12-year-old, why would you watch Aiden Ross? Like, I don't get it. His collab with Whistling Diesel was awesome, but that's because Whistling Diesel makes good content. Whistling Diesel is funny. Um, and his car related stuff, which I love. But, it's really cringe that he destroys everything. But that's his thing. But that's entertaining. But I guess, 12-year-olds not going to like Whistling Diesel either. What will happen until XRP futures as spot ETFs come? Nothing will happen. You're just going to have more people buy spot ETFs. It's just alternative. Thera says Steve will do it. Nelk, Aiden, Kai, and Speed are all plants. I don't know if they're all plants. I could see how some of them are plants. That Bobby Altoff girl, she's definitely a plant. I don't know about these others. Maybe. I know the Nelk boys, they're under real heat for interviewing Netanyahu. And parts of their interview came out and they sound like complete idiots. Um, that's like destroying them right now. Rumble should get bigger. They need to sort out their UI better though. Yeah, Rumble is the closest thing to actually a true YouTube competitor. But their search algorithm sucks. I've tried so many times before, and you can't search really for anything. Um, but they enable multi-streaming now. I'm just too lazy to do it. But yeah, like the other ones just don't make a lot of sense. Uh, I don't know how to curse shit. Says I have about 100K of various top 25 crypto or altcoins. Do you think September is a good time to at least sell off 25% regardless of price? September is probably not a good time because September is probably when things go back up. Last year and the year before that, 2023, 2024, October was when we got a tremendous run up leading into December. This year, I think it's going to be the same thing. October till November or December will be true altcoin season. Bitcoin will have that final leg, and then we'll see what happens next year. So probably not. Yeah, and September is when we may get the very first rate cut, and October is when we're going to get a whole bunch of ETF approvals. So if nothing else, you want to wait until October. But I think after October is when it gets really exciting again. All right, guys. I guess let's conclude. Overall, today, slightly down for Bitcoin. But you know what? Don't be worried. Stay strong. Don't sell your crypto to the big boys. They have enough. Keep it for yourself. Altcoin season still in play. Bitcoin dominance going down. So we'll see what happens this week, this weekend. We could have that monster short squeeze right back up to 120. These market makers are neutral. They go both ways, down and up. So we could definitely see a short squeeze right back up to 120 by the end of this week. All right? So smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Hey, make sure you go to, I haven't received a lot of questions. If you guys want some content for tomorrow, make sure you go to CryptosRUs.com and click on this Ask George a Question. Ask some good questions, then I can answer it for tomorrow's video. Otherwise, there will be no video tomorrow. All right, have a good one. Take care.